Yes, namaste everyone. So let's start.
Yes, I welcome you all. Namaste everyone. So basically again, we are on the more than half we have crossed for this Global Yoga Festival initiated by Swasti Yoga Center. So for today's speaker, first of all, I am Mansi Muke, we all know, and I am a level 2 certified yoga instructor. We have been doing this for our 75th Indian independence. How the freedom fighters has fought for us, and so it is a very great festival. We have more than 50 plus speakers and great workshops. Many Q&As are there, so live on Facebook and Instagram too. So for today's speaker, I would like to say that she is Pooja Bafna, and about her, she'll be talking about, she's there with us. So I just want to introduce a little bit about her. So she's Reiki, first and second degree, and she has also certification in Ayurveda and yoga from Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth, basic course in yoga from Sri Ambika Yoga Kutir. She's AFA Health and Fitness Instructor, Group Instruction and Pilates certification. She also has certificate course in yoga, Kaivalya Dham Pune University. She's also a certified yoga instructor from the Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Dhanvantari Ashram. And she has done an intensive training for 2 months at Clifton Hill Yoga Institute, Melbourne, Australia, and trained at Iyengar Institute. This is a long journey from 2002 to 2018. So I would like to welcome Pooja Bafna ji to share her, insights about what she feels. Yeah, what she feels about today's session and tips. She'll be giving us the tips to improve women health through yoga. So I welcome her. Please round of good applause for her. And I'm handing over the session to Pooja Bafna ji. Yes.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you for the introduction. Namaste, everyone. I would like to thank Dr. Vikas sir and Dr. Shwetambari ma'am for giving me this opportunity. It's a very beautiful topic. I hope I make justice to this. Thank you for everyone who's attending the seminar. And let's start with prayer. Join your palms, sit tall, close your eyes. Let's start with chanting 3 omkars. Om. 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 Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarottam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abhahu purushakaram shankhachakrasidharyanam sasra shirsam shvetam pranamami patanjalim. Hari Om. Gently rub your palms. Place your palms gently on your eyes. Feel the warmth of your palms on your eyes. Blink your eyes. Slowly create gap between the fingers and release. Yes. So could you share the PPT, please? Yeah. So my topic is tips on women health through yoga. So first slide here is, these are the contents of what I'm going to be talking about. It's the role of women in society. then stages of women's life, major changes and challenges women go through in every phase of her life, yoga, which comes as a savior in each phase, Praksha Meditation, and gratitude note. Next slide, please. So we just had International Women's Day on the 8th of March. So I would like to wish everyone a very happy Women's Day. So here I've given a symbol of woman. It says that women is the symbol of life, love, compassion, grace, and a lot of strength. So I would wish again everyone a happy Women's Day. And thank you for all the men who are participating here, who are our counterparts, and they are our fathers, they are husbands, who are brothers, colleagues, brothers who support all the women in their life. So thank you for being here. Next slide, please. Role of women in our society. Women have always played a very major role in the upbringing of and forming a society, a proper structure. But with times that are changing, women are more evolved in their contribution. They are more integral parts of the society. They're not just the homemakers, but they also play a very crucial role in management, in organization, in if you see, even they are good at multitasking, and that is why they can manage many roles. They are part of politics, sports, business. They are astronomers and teachers and doctors, and they're so much involved in research work, law, and many more things. While managing all of this, a lot of multitasking that they go about with, there can be a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual stress that can be created. And that's why understanding the role of yoga becomes very crucial. One shlok from Bhagavad Gita says, Yoga karma su kaushalyam. While handling so many roles in our lives, we need to be very dexterous, very skillful in all the actions, and yoga helps to bring in that. Then second shlok I've taken here is from Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. While handling so many roles, you really need to be focused, and that focus can come through yoga. Only with focus can you actually do your bounden duties well, and yoga comes in help for that. How can this progress and focus come in? There's another shlok given by Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It says, Abhyasa Vairagyabham Tannirodha. So it's consistent practice in whatever you've chosen to work on in daily life, that you have to keep practicing on and with detachment that can bring in much more focus and take care of the fluctuations of mind. Chale Batam Chale Chittam, I have taken next shlok from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. How does focus come? When we are, when our breath is normal, when our breath is in synchrony, it is going to synchronize our activities. It is seen many a times when you're angry, the breath changes. When you're frustrated, the breath is going to change. When you're happy, it changes. When you're focused, it changes. So it's a very nice tool to use in our daily lives to bring in focus, to achieve, again, yoga karma su kaushalya. Next slide, please. So all of those shloks which I have mentioned here from different scriptures can be used in all the phases of life. Here I've mentioned the stages of women's life, right from birth to the elderly years. So change is the only constant. That's a very good saying, and it can be so. It's so synonymous to women's life. So from infancy, one moves to menarche. in wherein a girl goes through her puberty and adolescent age, then menopause, and then elderly years. Pregnancy and delivery are these are the life events very unique to women. And as I said, yoga plays a role in every phase of life, which is again coming from Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which says whether young, old, or very old, sick or feeble, one can attain perfection in the practice of yoga. Next slide, please. So infancy and early years, growing up with yoga, I've written here. You can't just be taken up when one grows old. Yoga is way of life. It's experiential science. So in infancy and early years, kids are dependent on their caretakers, majorly their parents, grandparents, and people around them. So major sanskaras, those are impressions, are learned by observing their elders and by imitation. That itself means imitation. So if you're doing some good activity, for sure, the kid is observing you and learning through it. So the glimpse of different forms of yoga are learned from different people in kids' lives. Like many a times we see grandmothers doing bhakti yoga. Karma yoga is taken care by the mothers of the family, the fathers of the family. They don't expect anything in return, but they keep doing it for their families. Gyan yoga, study. Raja yoga, being still and observing what is to be done. Stillness in whatever responsibility one has. So these are the things which kids learn from the elders. It can also be learned through introduction of chants, prayers, poems, then stories, books, and by setting examples. I've mentioned few books here very recently. Surya Namaskar Party, a very nice way to term this. Like every kid wants to know about Peppa Pig, so it's right here mentioned. It's a Surya Namaskar Party with Peppa Pig. It's written by Dr. Vikas Chote and Shwetambari ma'am. So these are fun ways of introducing our culture, our values to the children. I've just written here Yama Niyama, which is part of Ashtanga Yoga, because these are the foundations of values that we want to inculcate in our children. These are the social disciplines, these are personal observances which come as disciplines in our life, which slowly and gradually they can pick up. Then not that asanas, pranayam cannot be done and antaranga sadhana. That can come when I believe when parents are practicing, surely children can very casually pick it up and make their own practices. Surya Namaskars in growing ages is especially good because kids are active in this phase. If they are directed to do certain asanas, like this is a circuit of asanas, so it can't get slow, it can be done fast, and it has every aspect of exercise. It can build endurance, strength, flexibility, agility. The demand is so much on the bones and the muscles that they grow stronger. So kids can really grow in their height also. Plus Surya Namaskar does count for breaths. That becomes synchronous. Then it does bring in little bit of bandha practice. So that is also introduced in a very simpler manner through Surya Namaskars. Next slide, please. Menarche, menstruation, and the role of yoga. Menarche, it's the first menstrual period that a girl goes through. It's around the puberty age. And then every month for 3 to 4 days or 7 days, this cycle of ovulation does happen. There can be challenges in this periods. It could be painful, it could be irregular, there can be acne, pimples because of the hormonal changes here. There could be lower back pain, and being for the first time, it could be very awkward feeling because there are a lot many body changes happening. Some girls go towards desire of isolation. We've seen it in our teenagers. They feel like isolating themselves, they feel depressed, or feel a lot of anxiety around periods. This will switch between confidence and the phase of very poor self-esteem. They can go through rebellious behaviors, mood swings, and at the same time, they are going through something very different in their school lives, in their social lives. That's peer pressure, then competition, stress, learning disorders. Other phase they go through is loneliness. A few girls get into self-damage, nail biting, hair plucking, or bedwetting. So it's good to know these things so that we can provide support to our girls. Sometimes the puberty could be very early or it could be delayed, and that affects the physiology and psychology of a child. Then it can also bring in obesity in the phase, in this phase. And yoga can be so very beneficial at this time if it is introduced, at least asana practice if it is introduced. Next slide, please. So menstruation, after menarche, when the menstruation does continue to the time till the time a lady doesn't reach her menopause. So this is the time I remember in our childhood, we were made to sit aside in our menstrual cycles. Then it used to be it felt very inappropriate. But now I understand it was just the way of taking care of the woman, the girl, to give her rest. This is the time where she could focus on herself. This is the time to slow down because there's immense amount of activity going on inside the body. So in this present age, they do talk about hygiene. Specific menstrual hygiene management is what they talk about. But the same thing is being written in Patanjali Yoga Sutra about Saucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Ishwar Pranidhana. This is niyama, again, personal disciplines that we can very well take care of in this phase only if we actually slow down. So Saucha is cleanliness, so it could be internal and external cleanliness. Santosha, not moving around too much and trying to slow down and not getting involved in too many activities where vata increases. We can call staying a little more stable could be santosha. Tapa, because now you have time for yourself, you can take up your practices. Swadhyaya, a self-study can be taken up. Ishwar Pranidhan, yes, thinking of God, if someone believes in God at that phase, or believing in the cosmic energy, that can be taken up. Then asana practice, I believe, brings in a lot of, as Hatha Yoga Pradipika says, it brings in health, stability, and lightness in body, which is required because in menstrual cycles, many women go through a lot of bloating, heaviness, aches and pains, feeling sluggish, fatigue, irritation. So a right asana practice can help work on these things. Pranayam itself means controlling your vital force. As I mentioned earlier, when we are agitated, irritated now, if we are in pain, our breath is going to go haywire. If we can control our breath or do yogic breathing, it's going to help us manage pain. Then pranas in our body, there are 5 kinds of pranas in different areas of our body. By doing pranayam, we are actually trying to balance them. So I've written here balancing of all pranas, apana vayu, which plays a role of elimination, and it also helps in menstruation. So that can be used in menstruation. Pranayam like Bhramari, it could be Anulom Vilom, which is also called Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. So channels of our bodies are going to be cleansed. So also working on immunity. Here it is very important to also discuss what are the contraindications in menstruation. It's been observed like people are trying to practice absolutely everything in menstruation, but it's better to avoid inversions. It's better to avoid Surya Namaskars. It's better to avoid Kapalbhati and these practices, which are um, very agitating at times when you're really trying to slow down. So instead, it can be shifted to gentler practices so that the process of menstruation and cleansing happens at its own pace. Next slide, please. So I've given here a few asanas, uh, asanas which can be practiced in menstruation are Upavishta Konasana, the first asana, and then sitting asana, that is Baddha Konasana. These are cooling asanas, and also they help in a proper regulation of menstruation. Other asanas shown here are your Shirshasana, Sarvangasana, and Halasans, not to be done in menstrual cycle, but they can be done in the remaining month of the remaining month other than the periods. These actually help in strengthening the pelvic floor, lengthening the spine. It also works on your glands, especially your pituitary gland and your hypothalamus gland, which helps the other glands for proper secretion of hormones. So these are the asanas that can be picked up, but it has to be done under guidance. And next slide, there are many, many more asanas, but I've just shared few here. Then pregnancy and delivery, these are the life events of women. Um, the life event, and it's not a disease. So pregnant women are to be treated like normal people. Pregnancy does last for 280 days or 40 weeks, which are divided in 3 trimesters. And every trimester has its own special thing that has to be taken care of. Throughout the pregnancy, there could be a few challenges, especially in first 3 months. It could be morning sickness, heaviness, fatigue, shortness of breath, heartburn, constipation. In later pregnancy, it could be varicose veins. Again, in later pregnancy, backache, headache, swollen feet, and urinary tract infections are possible. Next slide, please. Pregnancy and prenatal yoga. So there's been a lot of research and a lot of work that's been happening in this field of prenatal yoga. Many doctors, many hospitals, many yoga teachers are now promoting this for healthy lifestyle of a pregnant woman and the child to come. So Garbha Sanskar, written by, there's a book on Garbha Sanskar written by Balaji Tambe, where they describe so many nutritional benefits and things to be followed in pregnancy. Garbha is fetus and Sanskar is rituals and regimens that inspire, enhances the positive qualities in fetus. Here, mother following Yama Niyama for emotional well-being, because there's a lot of change in hormonal levels. Estrogen and progesterone is much higher than normal levels. So Yama Niyama can be followed for emotional stability. Then Omkar chants has many, many benefits, but according to Shlok, it says it removes the obstacles in whatever sadhana we are picking up. So bringing up a baby in a womb itself is like sadhana. So chanting Omkars can really bring in longer exhalations, which can release toxins from the body, which can bring in a lot of peace in the mind. So Omkar chantings are suggested in pregnancy. Asanas, uh, basically for physical, physiological, mental health, and for creation of space in the body for the womb, for the baby. Asanas also are important because pregnant women are really eligible to do that because of the hormones, the relaxing hormone. It can bring in a lot of flexibility in the joints, and to bring in stability, asanas help a lot. Then pranayam can bring in a lot of cleansing process. It can stabilize your mind. It can bring in peace. Pranayam which are suggested are Anulom Vilom, Brahmari. In case of UTI, Shitali, Shitkari are also very beneficial. Then Pratyahar, nothing better, I feel, time in pregnancy to follow Pratyahar, because there's so much going on inside that we do not really need to externalize. So internalization can happen naturally here, to watch your baby grow, watch the changes in the body and accept them. Dharna and Dhyan. Here I've written Praksha Meditation, which later on I'll introduce. It takes away, as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it takes away the possible dukkha that is going to come in future. So Dharna and Dhyan again are concentration and focusing your entire mind on one tattva, bringing in again very it is only when we are focused outside, there are a lot of vrittis happening, lots of distractions happening, and we getting more and more entangled. Dharna and Dhyan can bring in that peace of mind and focusing what is required or important at this time. Mudras, mudam anandam dadati iti mudra. It is said in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Mudam anandam. It creates a lot of happiness, which is required. If the mother is happy, I'm sure the womb mein jo baby hai, it's going to be happy too. So there are many kinds of mudras, like Kaik mudra would be Viparit Karni, then Akash mudra to give more space, Gyan mudra to give more chalna to brain, to relax the brain, and many more. Yoga Nidra, it's a it's a yogic sleep, but it's a conscious sleep. It comes with it's a guided kind of meditation and focusing on yourself, trying to relax each and every part of the body. Then contraindications here I've written are important. Everything has to be done under a guidance or well experienced people, knowing each pregnancy is different. Even if mother conceives a second baby, the first pregnancy and the second pregnancy is also different. So it's good to respect that. It has to be done under guidance. It has to be done under the supervision of your gynac, your doctor, and yes, elders. So to make this experience better and safe. So contraindications are Surya Namaskars, very deep twisting asanas, then prone positions naturally, and Kapalbhati, which will give very jerky movement to the abdominal cavity. Here I have written again, work with experienced teacher who understands that every pregnancy is different, every phase is different. Then there are high risk pregnancies, women going through BP, diabetes, few ladies conceive late in life. Then there could be issue of obesity, then nutritional deficiency, autoimmune diseases at times could be triggered, then placenta previa and history of miscarriages and few more. So we need to really understand this through a doctor or a teacher and accordingly change our practices with every phase and coming day. Yes. Next slide, please. Sharing few asanas here. Again, it's written on the thing that it has to be safe practice. These are normal asanas that I've mentioned here. Again, depending on how the lady feels on that day, you need to decide which asanas to take. Again, which phase of her pregnancy she is. The last asana where I've shown Malasan, extremely beautiful asana in the last phase of pregnancy, that is third trimester, typically towards the end of the third trimester. So it is the same pose for normal delivery. Then Baddha Kone and a variation of Upavishta Kone is beautiful to create length in the spine, create space in the pelvic floor muscles, create spreading action in your inner thighs and strengthening your inner thighs, creating strength in your lower back. It's very open posture. And Upavishta Konasana, here we've showed Parshva Upavishta Konasana, or few people call it Parshva Janu Shirshasana. Many a times women feel a little heaviness in the tummy, and because there's so much of flexibility, sacroiliac joint has moved, and pubic bone is now preparing to create space for the baby to come out. So this flexibility can cause a little bit of pain in lower back. So it relieves lower back pain and it creates a lot of space in your chest cavity to breathe normally so you don't feel breathlessness. Then on top, I've shown you a forward bending Shashankasana or Adhumukha Virasana, a very simple asana to create space in your lower back, to create relaxation in your brain because the head is going towards the floor. Then relaxing your legs because the demand of blood in the legs is less, and so the blood can flow more towards the abdominal cavity, towards the chest and heart, and towards the head. When arms are stretched out, it creates space in the sides of your torso, giving a lot of scope to breathe. Again, there are many variations to Shashankasana. According to the phase, it varies. According to comfort, it's going to be varying. Then Trikonasana, a standing asana. Here, better to do it against wall so you know your reference points. It will give you support so that there's no jerk or fall. That's why it has to be done under guidance. And Prasarit Padottanasana, first asana. Many women do practice Shirshasana, Sarvangasana, these inversions, who've been practicing yoga for a long time, who are under guidance, and who can possibly do it with confidence. But Prasarit Padottanasana is a very, very safe asana to gain the benefits like your Shirshasana. It can energize you. On the other hand, it can really relax you. Plus, it opens the pelvic floor well, so creating a lot of space there, releasing the heat there. Legs are strengthened in this pose, and again, the spine is elongated, so creating more space for the baby. Next slide, please. I find restorative asanas very, very important in this phase because there's immense amount of change in the body and the mind because of the hormones. So first asana given here is modified Shavasana, or few people call it modified Supta Virasana. We've created anchor for the feet, so space and gap in the feet, so the groin is well spaced out. Pillows are placed, so props play very huge role in creating space, creating relaxation, and creating flexibility and improving the functional health of pregnant women. So Supta Virasana, where his chest is lifted and there is more breathable space here. Second asana, Supta Baddha Kone. According to Geeta Ji Iyengar, this is like the best asana women can practice. Again, there are few contraindications, especially the placenta previa. It's not to be taken up very early in pregnancy. It gives a cooling effect, and again, the chest is lifted. So breathing is normal, relaxing the entire body. Vipareet Karni, this is variation of Vipareet Karni. At times, raising the entire leg up could be difficult for a woman by herself. So this is very safe way wherein she can practice by self or someone can help her with this asana. Bolster is kept below the pelvis, below the sacrum area and lower back area to create lift there, giving more space in that area. What happens is because of the tummy growing bigger in size, there can be a little more deeper arch in the lower back that is called as hyperlordosis or lumbar lordus, exaggerated lordosis, which can contract the muscles there and create a lot of pain and discomfort. So these asanas relax that area, creating again a good space in the spine, which reflects in the frontal body for the space for the baby. Then when your chest and your head is more towards the ground, it gets a good supply of blood, so relaxing the brain and the heart here. Last asana, Matsya Kridasana. This is the pose in which a woman can lie down with ease to relieve regurgitation, heartburn, acidity. So it's a safe pose to lie down in. Again, it's well supported with bolster and a blanket, and good height for head and neck, where shoulder is also not compressed, chest is not compressed. So good breathable space, and with good sleep and good rest, woman is not going to be agitated or tired or fatigued throughout the day. So these are the restorative asanas. There are many more, but these are the simplest ones that I'm sharing. Next slide, please. Delivery and role of yoga. It's been observed that if yoga asanas or yoga practices are done throughout the pregnancy, or even for the preparation of pregnancy, if these two things are done, it creates a lot of reassurance, and it removes the fear of delivery, because there's so much of Google search these days. There's so much of lots of suggestions pour in. It's out of good intention, but everyone wants to suggest a woman how it is, how she needs to deliver, and how is it painful, and the stages that they've gone through. It can be too much for a woman to take it. But if she keeps practicing regularly, doing her abhyas of yoga daily, it's going to be preparing her for normal delivery. Not that every woman who practices yoga can have or should have a normal delivery. She can have Caesar, or C-section, but the suffering that she goes through in her mind, that can be reduced through yoga practice. So while delivering, Malasan, which I showed in the last slide, is very beneficial. Then conscious breathing can be very beneficial, where because of the relaxing, there's so much of space in your rib cage, and it becomes easy to breathe. And breathing can facilitate your labor and birthing process. The yoga training can help you relax during labor and make the pain more bearable. We can't say because you've done yoga practice, you won't have contractions, or you may not have pain. No, contraction is the sign, it is the hormone. Hormone brings it, that contraction, for baby to actually create a path for its release to come in this world. So bearable and avoid suffering, which is more of mind. Tension and tiredness, it is usually because of these two things, and a lot of anxiety that women go through. It takes more time for them to deliver normally, and it could be more painful. There could be rise in BP, and the process elongates immensely. So it's good for someone to actually guide and prepare and reinforce that you need to breathe, you need to slow down, you need to be in the present moment here, to actually deliver baby safely. Omkar chants and conscious breathing bring in long exhalations, which also help in between the contractions, and helps in reducing pain of the labor. Next slide, please. Post-delivery, postnatal yoga also is very, very important. There are a few factors that we got to consider after post-delivery. There's immense amount of change now. After the delivery, there can be sudden drop in estrogen and progesterone levels, and this could affect the woman drastically. Not that every woman goes through every pain that could be mentioned on Google or books, but some of it, if we consider, it will be better for us to know and support the woman. So there has to be recovery from post-labor fatigue. Yeah, it's a lot of energy that is gone in delivering a baby. There could be postpartum depression that again is hormonal. There could be anxiety, there could be anxiousness, there could be a lot of few women do go through OCD. So we have to take a look at these things and help them with it. Abdominal tone is gone. So for first phase of women's post delivery, she can be anxious of change in her body shape. So it has to be accepted gracefully. Then building up energy again to look after her baby. So all these things are given here so that she passes through this phase without too much of anxiety. It can be done with yoga practice, with a lot of support of the family, wherein she gets her rest. While she's resting, the baby can be taken care of, and good nutrition where Ayurveda comes to the support. It is important for us to know that at least for 48 to 78 hours, woman needs to really rest after the delivery. Complete rest and Shavasana can be practiced, and then gradually, like 3 months we've given for pregnancy, similarly, those many weeks or months can be given to come back into a normal routine of exercise or normal routine of her daily life. First term, when there's vaginal discharge to week 12th week, that is second and third month, very passive active sequences can be done, like just stretching out the arms, lengthening the spine, sitting tall, and the restorative asanas mentioned in pregnancy, those can be picked up. Then to bring in more calm because there is change, she could have not slept entire night. So Vipreet Karni would be of great help. Then breathing practices to again calm her down, to bring her energy back. Breathing practices could be of help. Then on second term, she can do active passive sequences where she can now stand and do few more asanas, sitting asanas, and gentle twist she comes back to, but keeping up the restorative asanas. And from 7th to 10th month, she can get back to her normal exercising to bring in more tone and bring in more abdominal strength, lower back strength. It is observed many a times that the memory of pregnancy remain with few women, because in pregnancy the tummy is rising, the lower back arches and the buttock feels like it's coming up. That can be carried on if it is not consciously worked on. So they may carry on walking like a pregnant woman, causing more and more trouble to the structure of your spine, and then eventually which comes on the knee. So getting back to normal practices is very important, very crucial here. Next slide, please. That is a long phase where a woman goes through bringing up children, her career and family life, and come 40s. Many people these days are very much, we see it's a lot of talk on menopause and how it can change women's life. It can be shocking because sometimes it does come early. We can't say, okay, it will come in the 50s. Only few people do, few women go through early menopause, or the basic time is from 45 years or earliest at 40 to going up to in their mid 50s. So menopause is the stoppage of your menstrual cycle, and it could be abrupt, It could be series of irregular, heavy, painful periods. If we have knowledge of this, it could be better for us to manage it, handle it, and look at it and know what practices are to be taken up. It is a trigger of hormonal changes wherein drop of estrogen and progesterone happens, which can bring in hot flushes, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, where bones can get brittle and fractures can happen. This comes much later, though it's not to scare anyone. But if we keep working through every phase of our life, taking care of our health, prioritizing our health, we can see a very beautiful menopause also. There could be insomnia, migraine, weight gain, obesity, urinary tract infections. There could be mood swings, depression, emptiness syndrome. This is the same phase, typically very a phase wherein children grow up. A long phase of women's life goes in being very active professionally and in their family lives, and close to their menopause. Now children have grown up, they are busy with their schedules. Few kids travel abroad, and sometimes women go through this having no purpose in life. Now what next? They go through this also. It also is a phase where, at least I've seen in few women, if they do have autoimmune diseases, which in pregnancy usually it actually goes low, autoimmune diseases, but in menopausal age, it could be a trigger for autoimmune disease. So knowing these things again is to plan our activities, where by this stage, if not now, I don't think there's much later to take care of. It's good to start here, so our future is better. So yoga practices should be done here, wherein I mentioned osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. Practices should be chosen such where your muscular structure is strengthened, your bone health is improved, then working on the stress level. So restorative asanas can be of help, pranayam, omkar chants can be help. Then UTI or any problems related to reproductive system. For cooling, you can very typically used asanas could be Baddha Upavishta and relaxation techniques. Shatakriya, Kapalbhati can help in obesity, can help in creating a lot of energy and bring in Shatakriyas are typically used for cleansing processes. These are cleansing processes at different levels, so they can be used. Pranayam like Bhastrika, Shitali, Shitkari, Nadi Shodhan and Brahmari can be used. Layog, Nadhanusandhan is what I've written. I've also given example of Varkaris, which at least in Maharashtra we get to see lots of these Varkaris who leave everything and they go on this devotional trip, thinking about their Lord, and they're so engrossed in that very activity that they forget their pains, aches, and the energy is so strong that it brings in so much of peace. It's a small way of showing how we can bring in peace. Lay yoga could be out of chanting the shloks that you like. It could be name of the god. It could be name of it could be Omkar chants basically, or Brahmari is a no, not Brahmari, but yeah, Brahmari or humming sound could be of use to create more peace in the mind. Next slide, please. Here we've mentioned few of the asanas. Again, first asana, a preparatory asana, very basic and very loved by lots of yoga teachers, would be Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's again lengthening of the spine, creating strength in your peripheries. It's very close to inversion. So working on your brain, on your heart. Why brain? Because our main master glands are placed in the brain, which actually manage the hormones uh, throughout the body. And then Trikonasana, bringing in a lot of flexibility in the pelvic area, working on lower back, working on expansion of the chest, working on balance. And then Vajrasana brings in digestion. It brings, because the circulation in legs is reduced and the blood can actually transfer more towards the torso. It can bring in more health of your abdominal organs. Then Janu Shirshasana, a forward bend asana. It is again very relaxing. Although there's compression in abdominal organs, where we strengthen the abdominal organs and work on its function. Next slide, please. Inversions again are known to be extremely beneficial in this phase, like Setubandh, Sarvangasana, Halasana, Supta Viparit Karni variation, that is, and in Viparit Karni we've given Baddha Konasana. All these cool down the system, they strengthen the system, and they bring in equilibrium. Shirshasana and actual Sarvangasana also can be practiced if you're practicing in early phases, or it can be learned, so that again we target the glands of the brain, reducing the symptoms or the side effects of menopause. Next slide, please. Elderly years of the life of the woman, also called as golden years. I feel it's called golden years because here they have so much of lifetime experience, more than knowledge. Now it's all about wisdom if you do acquire it. So if you keep looking at every phase of the life, if well lived, old age can be really graceful. The proverb here I've used is, as you sow, so shall you reap. If you keep taking care in entire lifespan in different phases of your life, surely elderly years can be golden years. Although there are few challenges, different challenges people go through. Women in these years could have challenges of frequent urination, incontinence, atrophic vaginitis is the inflammation of the vagina, decreased bone mass causing fractures, falls, and bone density going very less, so they become fragile. Then osteoporosis, hyperlipidemia, cardiovascular, cerebrovascular diseases. Then there are these other physical challenges, but there are also emotional and mental challenges what old people go through. There could be acceptance of aging. It's difficult to see oneself age, and in this present age, it's many a time seen in women specifically that it's very difficult to accept that they're growing old. Then there's a issue, or there is a problem where people feel they are dependent, which is but natural, and it can be part of our lives. Then many elders go through this loss of purpose, so it's a very good thing for us to think that how can our elders be involved in our daily activities, because they have so much of knowledge and experience of lifetime. If it is used in a proper manner, we all can stay together and we won't need old age homes, where it's a certain group of age group of people where they experience only those problems, and whereas they can experience the laughter of kids, they can play with kids, they can teach so many things to kids, they can be help in household, they can pursue their careers even if they are growing old, they can be teachers, professors. But I think we need to really give a thought there. There's also a physical problem of aches and pains and stiffness, which majorly very old people do go through. And there's emotional thing of caring for your spouse. Then there's a worry for the spouse. There is also worry of children, them being settling in their lives. There could be quarrels which now emotionally trigger them, where they could stand very strong. Now they get little emotionally bogged down. Then solitary living and loneliness has become a very, very big concern now, wherein from very social active life, people retire, and they have no one really to talk or share their values, intelligence, their fun talks, and lots of other things. So they have to go through that. Not all go through it, but yes, major population now we are seeing are going through this because our families are getting nuclear. Then adaptation to declining status of physical strength and health. Um, it is a natural process. From birth we go towards the old age, and it's written in scriptures. We all are going to go through it. But yoga actually teaches us to accept these phases of our life. If we accept, we know how to go through every phase and show grace in every phase of our life. You may not have all the decision making capacity for the entire family, or maybe for your offices, or maybe for your country, but every old person has a very, very important role to play at different levels. So even if strength is lacking, there's again a lifetime of experience that can be shared. Then adaptation of death of one's spouse. These things I feel are to be mentioned and discussed because it's happening everywhere to all of us, and it is the reality of life. So here I believe having your own hobby to look forward to do it with yourself and with people around you would be a very nice thing to take it up. Here you get time to actually pursue what you wanted to do. So these are the things and challenges of elderly years. Next slide, please. Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. How yoga can help in this phase. Although being an experiential science, it starts right from your birth, I would say in your womb. That is what prenatal yoga is about. It starts from your womb and to the end. So stilling the mind, given the situation, I think it's the best phase of your life. You can actually go more and more still, where you've taken care of your responsibilities, you've done your thing. Now to internalize and think of higher goals like Antaranga Sadhana, like Pratyahar, it starts from internalization, coming up to Dharana Dhyan and Samadhi. Even the thought of Samadhi can put us on track. So it's a long, long uh, time that we can give in for our own sadhana, wherein tapas swadhyay, Ishwar pranidhan, this kriya yoga can be followed, wherein you can use your discipline. We can jot out the things that can be taken up throughout the day. Then self study is possible because now you have time at hand and dedication to whatever you believe in. It's not always that old person or old woman want to do japa or would want to be engrossed in meditation. Whatever the person does with complete involvement is itself a meditation, and the time now does permit to do this, and it can become inspiration for younger generations to see how gracefully the older ages can be lived. So here scriptural study can be done. Karma yoga, yeah, your giving your time for good cause can be done here. Lay yoga, chanting different shlokas can be done, which is a very close path to go towards samadhi, because it's so devotional. You're so engrossed in it that achieving samadhi or state or dharana dhyan is possible there. Then Sukshma Kriya, very important, because it brings in joint mobilization, it brings in focus, it brings in health. That's why Sukshma and Sthula Kriyas are used. Antaranga sadhanas I did mention earlier. So Antaranga and Bahiranga, both the sadhanas can be done. So entire Patanjali Yoga Sutra can be applied in entire life phases of a woman. Not that it can't be applied for men, it can be applied for us humans. Next slide, please. So that's one of my students, Pushpa Aunty, who is in her earlier 70s, I would say, mid 70s, who is extremely committed, who is flexible, and she does asanas so beautifully. So it's not that you can't do asanas in this stage of life. It can be learned newly, and it can be used for better digestion, better breathing, for lengthening of the spine, so better posture, and to release a lot of tension in the legs or back or in your arms. This can be used. Then meditation or mudras can be used for bringing in peace, bringing in happiness, and going to yoga classes can help them be with different age groups, share their experience, and get more experience from coming generations. So, asana practice is a very good way to keep them active and going about their daily lives. Next slide, please. So all these phases we saw in women's life, and Vikas sir actually asked me to add this meditation, Preksha meditation, which I've studied in my master's. It's a Jain philosophy of meditation. It's been given by Acharya Tulsi and Mahapragya. Again, both are very experienced teachers in this field. Preksha meditation, why to do this? It's similar to our dhyana, it's similar to our pratyahar, it is similar to our yogic practices. And there are many processes in this. We are going to see one small process, but major benefits of this is improved concentration, it brings in composure, it brings in better memory and overall health. So should we? I'm just seeing time. It's already 7. Does the time permit for me to take this, or should we?
Yeah.
So if you
How much time is the practice all about?
it should. We should just see the practice grossly. It could take us around 5 minutes.
Yeah. We will have it. Definitely.
So we can all sit in comfortable posture. Could be on your chair. Could be on your mats. Closing your eyes, keeping your spine erect. Gyan Mudra on your lap, on your thighs. So sit tall. We are doing Preksha meditation here. As you sit tall, focus on your breath. Watch the ingoing breath and the outgoing breath. Keep watching the ingoing breath and outgoing breath. As you breathe in, your abdomen rises, and as you breathe out, your abdomen falls. As you breathe in, the tummy rises, and as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Take your entire attention to the movement of your tummy, the rising and falling of your tummy. Now to synchronize each and every breath. So the first breath, the second breath, and the third breath are going to be similar. And similar is going to be the movement in your abdomen, the in and out. Feel more and more space that you're creating in your torso as you breathe in and out. Now take your attention to your nostrils where the breathing happens. You breathe in through your nostrils and you breathe out through your nostrils. As you breathe in, feel the cool breath touch the skin of your nostrils. And as you breathe out, feel the warm air passing through your nostrils. With every breath in, cooling breath enters your nostril. Every breath out, warm breath releases out with your nostrils. Now, with every cooling air that you inhale, try to breathe in health. With every exhalation, release all the tension from your body and your mind. Breathe in health and exhale toxins. Keep feeling more and more health in your body and your mind as you breathe in and out. Stay with the feeling of health. Stay with each breath which gives you health. You believe you are healthy, where you use an affirmation, I am healthy. I choose to be healthy. Now again, come back to your nostrils. Feel the cool air, feel the warm air. And slowly get ready to come out of your dhyana. Join your palms. Rub your palms against each other. Place your warm palms on your eyes. Feel the warmth there. Create gap between your fingers. Slowly release the fingers from your face and your eyes. And gently open your eyes. Thank you. Next slide is. I think there's one more slide to, yeah. These are the references I've taken the study from. And last is my thanks and gratitude for everyone.
So it was a really wonderful session. Everything is infused right from the, we are little to adolescence age, and then the in the entire life cycle of a woman is covered. And it's really beautiful how the way it was connected through, Patanjali Yoga Sutra and also Hatha Yoga Pradipika. The references were given point to point. So it was really and we could actually I could connected the postpartum depression and everything. I also got that OCD part, and for some part, and how yoga only helped me to come out of it. So it was really connective, and Yes, we as a yoginis, we also have faced these things, but today, as more references could be, discovered through this. So it was really wonderful session. So I want Vikas sir and Shweta ma'am to take over the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, wonderful, Pooja ji. Hearty congratulations. And if you go to the chat, yeah, you'll realize how everybody has enjoyed and learned a lot from the session. So I would request everyone to unmute and we will have a big round of applause once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so from our chats, I can see that what a wonderful insight, Poojaji. And Rakesh has said that this is the best simplified way to understand women's life science. Excellent topic. Really thankful to Mrs. Pooja Bafna for such a great comprehensive elaboration, yet a well summarized session. So it was indeed a beautiful thing. And Shri Keskarji also has written Namaskar and Dhanyavad. So yes, you connected the dots so beautifully. So thank you so much for giving us the time. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I want everyone, if you have any session questions or something, we have Poojaji right now. You can ask her because it is all related. Last week also we celebrated Women's Day on our session and this week also. So if you have any insight, any experience, you can share with Poojaji and all of us.
Yes, and the male can ask the questions about women also, like having more insights.
It will help men to understand women much better.
These topics were not taken up earlier. And now, there should be a education about these things because only then we can change. Otherwise, it's a little complicated, which was earlier, 5 to 6 years back. Now, these things need to be educated properly.
So thanks to Vikas sir and Shweta ma'am, they gave this topic. I kept wondering what topic I really wanted to pick up. So it was with their support that this entire topic went through.
It was really wonderful. Many times people only say that, okay, in this particular condition, you have to do these practices. But many instructors fail to connect the dots. They fail to give the logic and the explanation, the science behind these practices. And because people do not find this connectivity, after a certain period of time, they lose interest. They don't understand why we have to do these practices. And sometimes they are practiced in the wrong way, inadequate way. And rather than getting benefited, they have certain risk for injuries being developed. So this was very appropriate that you explained what are the safety measures that we have to take, what is the science behind these practices. And once people understand this, they're self-motivated to practice. So wonderful, Pooja ji.
Very nice, Pooja ji. It's a great session. It's a great to hear from you. And there are a lot many topics that you have covered. It's wonderful, and you are really very keenly tried to explain each and every phase of the human's life. So wonderful session. Thank you so much, Pooja ji.
Thank you. So grateful. Thank you.
So for today, it was Pooja Bafna ji. She explained really well. Now for, we also celebrated this Swasti Yoga at Swasti Yoga Center, the International Women's Day. That day we played games and online students also were participating with us. So these are the glimpses of the session photographs that we did. Yes. Really beautiful. Yeah. So for tomorrow, on 13th March Sunday, we have Dr. Ashwin Masurkar. He'll be talking to us about a surgeon's acquaintances with yoga and importance for medical community. It's again an important session for all the doctors and everyone out there. So I request everyone to join. It is on Facebook also, and it is live on Instagram also. It is free. You can join. You can inspire your friends to join these sessions. So yes, thank you.
And one important thing I want to mention is Dr. Ashwin ji is one of our country's best endoscopic surgeon. He's one of the finest one, and he is the only one who has invented a unique technique which is called as laparoscopic transabdominal retromuscular repair for incisional hernias. It's a very unique technique which has been even appreciated, the mesh kind of technique, which has been appreciated everywhere across the globe in medical colleges. This is a technique which has been introduced across the globe in US and other parts of the world, where he has always been invited in medical schools to teach these techniques to the surgeons, coming surgeons, where how being in the remote places with minimum resources, with the lowest cost, how we Indian surgeons are doing their best. So this is one great example that he has set in, how Indian surgeons have really helped in taking the costs of the surgeries to a great level down, making it accessible to all the developing and the poor countries of the world. So that's also something very interesting about Dr. Ashwinji. So I invite everyone tomorrow to be there. And he is a very down-to-earth person. You won't find it that generally surgeons. Very happy. That's the thing.
That's the quality. Yes, actually.
Yeah, you will always feel he is your friend, just a friend besides you, not like a surgeon, very grim face, very serious and all this. He's very different, and we are very glad that he is a part of our family, Swasti family. So thank you.
Yeah, so do share the links so that everyone can join. And yes, thank you from Swasti on behalf of Swasti Yoga. Thank you. We'll see you same day tomorrow.
Yeah. Shall we end with the prayer, the Shanti mantra?
Yeah. Let's all sit tall. Close your eyes. Let's chant one Omkar together. Om. Sahana bhavatu, Sahana bhunattu, Sahaviryam karvavahai, Tejasvinavaditamastu, Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms. Place your warm palms gently on your eyes. Blink your eyes. Slowly create gap between your fingers and release your arms. Thank you very much.